to the Ohh Show with Orlana, your connection to events, topical interests, issues, and the movers and shakers in our world, and the opportunity to learn things that make you say, oh. Today, we're talking about an incredible upcoming event that's all about helping people in our community achieve one of the most powerful milestones in life, and that's owning a home. I'm thrilled to be joined by two powerhouse women who are making serious moves in this space. First up, we'll have Monique Winston. She's a nationally respected C-suite executive and minority business advocate with over 27 years of leadership in the title insurance and financial services industry. She's also the president of Wins Consulting and will serve as the moderator for the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow happening on Saturday, May 31st, right here in the city of Pittsburgh. Now, a little later, Ty Allen will be joining me, and she's a trusted real estate expert and the owner of Unity Concord Real Estate, who's known for turning her clients' home buying dreams into a real life success story. So, we're breaking down the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow, the resources, why this is a must-attend event for first-time buyers, renters looking to make the leap, and anyone ready to level up financially and generationally. So let's jump in. Monique, welcome to the Ohh Show with Orlana.
Thank you. I love that. It makes you say, oh, so
So let's dive in. So why are events like the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow so important? And what can attendees expect when they walk through the doors on May 31st at Petra International Ministries?
Okay, so again, thank you for having me, Orlana. I really appreciate you helping me to get the word out to the community about this very important event. So first of all, things like this and events like this are so important. You know, I am a firm believer in education, and we are at a point in time, especially when we need to bring the tools, the resources, the information, and the experts to our community where they are accessible, right? So when people come out on the 31st, I like to say that everything they need will be under that roof, right? We're going to have the mortgage professionals there from PNC that will help them get pre-approvals and soft credit pulls done. You know, and those soft pulls are important because we don't want to impact your credit score. There will be people there talking about various forms of down payment assistance that's available. There will be people there talking about everything from selecting and how to select your real estate agent who's going to help you. We'll talk about why homebuyer counseling is important. Really, the goal is to get everything under one roof. And I always say, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm a lawyer by profession, and I have been in the industry now for 30 years. And I think a lot of times, a lot of what I'm doing right now, Orlana, is in the space of advocacy, whether it's homeownership advocacy or business ownership advocacy, and trying to get people the correct tools and techniques. There's so much misinformation, so many scams. And so we need people to come out and hear directly from the experts all they need to know. And you don't know how many times I hear people say, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. It's like, you don't know if you're ready. And maybe you will come out and we'll confirm that for you. Like, now is not the time. However, now does not mean never. And I need you to come out to find out, how do you get on your journey, right? I have had these events and they're all over the country, different partners, but I've had people leave and say, you know what? Before I can do anything, I need to have a conversation with my significant other, because we have to have a shifted mindset. We have to do some things differently if we even want to consider that. And that's fine. The goal is not, I am not a salesperson. My goal is not to push anyone into anything, because sustainable homeownership is important, right? So it is to help you figure out where you are, know what you need to do, and just start that journey. We'll also get people there who are homeowners, and they're like, to know, can I refinance? Can I do something with this equity? I need to send my child to college. I need to start a business. So wherever you are in the journey and whatever your questions are, I need you to come out so that you can just get good, sound information.
Yeah, I like that it's for pretty much everyone. Again, if you are renting and you're like, let's check it out. Let's see where we are, and where you are maybe a seasoned homeowner and you're looking for some other options. So I like that it's all under one roof that you said, like you said, PNC and Freddie Mac, they're bringing this initiative to Pittsburgh. So how does this align with their overall mission and values?
Right. So I always tell people, and I am a very, very neutral third party, right? I am not employed by PNC Bank. I'm not employed by Freddie Mac. So this isn't something that I'm doing for quote unquote work. But what I do is work with people who are committed to this space, right? Who have said, we want to help move the needle. We want to help bring the resources to people. So PNC made a few years ago an $88 billion commitment to various areas, especially focusing on underserved communities. So whether that's in the field of growing businesses, whether that's in the field of homeownership, they made a commitment to that space. So as part of that commitment, right, you can't sit in the office behind a computer and expect to make a difference and move the needle. You have to get out into the community so that you can help those who are really looking to make a difference. So I do applaud both PNC and Freddie Mac for taking the initiative to say, you know what, we want to make a difference. And that doesn't mean by any means that any entity is perfect. Let me tell you something, I've been out in the streets a long time. No one is perfect. But what we can do is allow and align ourselves with those who are trying to make a difference, right? And being in the position that I'm in, it also enables us to hold institutions accountable, like, hey, this didn't go quite right. How can we help you do better, right? So again, I commend PNC and Freddie Mac for taking this roadshow on the road and bringing it to the communities who really need to hear this information and help us dispel some of the myths even that are out there.
So for someone who's never bought a home, break it down for us. Like, what is Freddie Mac? What's Fannie Mae? Why should a new home buyer care?
Right. So Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae are both government entities. And a lot of people think they're lenders. They are not lenders, but they work in partnership with the lenders. They help free up liquidity in the market, but they really help, in a layman's term, they really help lenders do what they do, right? They support them, they partner with them. And when Freddie Mac is speaking on the day of the event, they're going to be talking about their Credit Smart program. So again, Freddie is an important piece of the process, right? And they really align themselves with lenders, with home buyers to help everyone get on that journey and finish that race. But to your point, they are not direct lenders into the industry. From the lender aspect, that's where PNC will come into play. And we're going to have, what I always say is I guarantee people, when you leave there, if you don't have anything else, I promise you'll have your team. You'll have your A team. And so many people don't have access to the right people. I said, I promise you, whether it's a real estate agent, a lender, a down payment assistance provider, a home inspector, a home warranty company, whatever you need, put your team together, someone who offers home buyer education to help you get there, you will have your A team when you leave there. And these are the people that you need to stay connected to throughout the journey. So it's not about coming out and saying, oh, I shouldn't go. My credit score is 200. Or I shouldn't go. I have this debt. You have to start somewhere. And I think fear is definitely one of the things that keep people back. And I heard people say, oh my God, interest rates are, I said, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on what we can control.
Right.
Interest rates are going to do what they're going to do. But in the meantime, let's put ourselves in the best position to make this happen. I always tell people, we're not going to worry about what's going on. We're going to control what we can go, because let me tell you something. No matter what's going on outside, God can still do what he can do. You can still be blessed. You can still, start to make some of your dreams happen. And as I keep saying, you have to start somewhere.
If you're just tuning in, sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. You are listening to the Ohh Show with Orlana, and we are breaking down the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow. It is happening May 31st at Petra International Ministries, and I'm talking to Monique Winston. And one of the things that I love about this roadshow is the variety of speakers and experts involved. Who else will be joining you on stage?
So we'll have plenty of people there. I'm not going to steal everybody's thunder, because we're going to make sure they come out, Orlana. So obviously you have representatives and high-level executives from PNC Bank. You'll have national leadership flying into Pittsburgh from Freddie Mac. You'll also have people there who are practitioners. And one of the young ladies that will be there, her name is Ty. And Ty is an amazing real estate professional with Concord Real Estate, right? She's going to be there to help people decide, how do I go about selecting my real estate agent? And what do they do? Because I tell people, I said, believe me, they do way more than show you houses, right? They help position you to get your offer accepted and so much more. So I'm so happy that Ty is not only going to be there, but she's one of our amazing sponsors for the event.
Ty, welcome.
Thank you so much. Monique, thank you again for throwing such an awesome event. It was a no-brainer to be a sponsor and to give back to the community. And thank you, Orlana, for having us on the show.
Definitely. And Ty, as Monique mentioned, you're known for being more than just a real estate agent. You're really a guide for people navigating one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. What motivates you to do this work?
What motivates me is just knowing that there's a lack of education in our space, and it's basically having a negative effect on our community. So in general, I like to sort of teach the people that we have in contact, and we're basically their North Star as far as getting the right team in place, making sure that we know exactly what they're looking for in a home, how to prepare to purchase the home, and then we guide and connect them to the people that's going to get them to closing.
In your work, what do you see are some of the biggest fears or myths you hear from first-time buyers, and how do you help them overcome those doubts?
So the biggest fear is, one, just getting started. Two, leaning away from some of the myths that are in our marketplace, as far as, hey, you need 20% down to even purchase a home. That's a myth that we still hear today. So just educating about the barriers of entry and what they actually look like, and educating them on what it is, and showing them that, yes, you can get past that, because it's a little bit different now than it might have been 30, 40, 50 years ago.
So you've worked with a lot of people getting them in homes. You have this upcoming Affordable Roadshow that's coming to Pittsburgh May 31st. The Roadshow promises insights on grants, down payment assistance, and credit readiness. How can those tools transform the home buy experience for those attending?
I think it will take a lot of those fears as far as what you need to do, as far as your skin in the game to get in, as far as down payment, your closing costs. The out of pocket is why a lot of first time home buyers don't make a move. So if those tools can be lended to those first time home buyers, that's a big fear that you can be able to overcome by connecting them with a lot of those resources that they may or may not be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that they're all in one place and telling them, here's a tool for your situation, or maybe you can use this in your particular situation, and finding those, connecting them with those solutions.
Now, you work with a diverse group of buyers, from young professionals to single moms to older couples buying for the first time. What's one powerful success story that reminds you why this work matters? Does one kind of come to mind?
Yes. So I was approached maybe about 8 years ago by a more mature couple, and they have been renting for maybe about 42 years. He was in war, I think it was World War I. He told me he met his wife when he was, overseas, and that's how they basically got together and became a couple, but never saw himself as being a homeowner. And, we did the, buyer consult, we ran his information, told him as far as the resources, he was, a veteran. So, hey, you have the VA loan. You can really take advantage of this. And this is what it's going to look like from a cost perspective, and sort of looking at how much they had saved, matching it with the programs that can help them get there. And he was 81 years old. He was 81 years old and never thought that he would ever own a home.
Wow.
Thought that maybe you can age out of a dream like that. You can't. So he was my most senior person that I put into a home as a first home buyer. And, like the joy that they had on their face. Again, they have children. So it's like, hey, maybe this is something I can pass down. Just things that realizing a dream that they maybe didn't even think that they would attain.
Uh-huh. I love that. I love that story. And the seasoned people that I'm around, I've heard that, you know what, we might as well just ride this out and keep renting because it's too old for us. We're too old for this season. So I'm glad you shared that story, because I've even heard that just among some of the older people that I'm around, that there's not enough time, it's too late for them. So thank you for sharing that. So if someone's on the fence about attending, what would you say to them?
Well, there's a lot of people who are probably on the fence. As Ty mentioned, fear is a big factor, as well as they just have literally convinced themselves that they're not ready. So here's what I say. Give it a try. Get up, come out, and meet your A team. I am not going to, again, neither Ty or I are these salespeople who want to push people before they're ready. But what we are both committed to doing is making a difference and helping you start that journey. So if you're on the fence, I want you to hear my voice in your ear for the next 2 weeks. Say, just go, just go, just go. Meet your A team. And whether it's 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, 2 years, or 3 years, everyone's journey is different. And sometimes people will say, well, my cousin, but this, we're not talking about your cousin. We're not talking about your auntie. We want you to come out and just find out. One thing I tell people, when you leave there, I promise you, you will know what are my particular next steps for me. For me, is it a conversation? Is it, all right, it's going to cut down on these trips to the mall because there's some greater goals I want to do? Am I going to literally, I've had hundreds of people leave out of this event pre-approved. So again, you don't know what you don't know. And really want you to come out and start to change the trajectory or find out what's in store for you.
So again, tell us the name of the event, where it is, the address, and what time.
Right. So the event is the PNC and Freddie Mac Affordable Housing Roadshow. This roadshow goes all over the country, and it's hitting Pittsburgh on May 31st, 2025. And it's going to be at Petra International Ministries, which is at 235 Eastgate Drive. Plenty of parking. If you need to take public transportation, it's right on the bus line. So literally, we're taking out all of these excuses for you, and we want you to come out. Doors open at 10:30. The event will kick off at 11, but we need you to come at 10:30 because that will allow you to get in, sign in, visit the resource tables there. So you can speak to people who are there to provide information, even in between the sessions, right? And I also want to mention two things. We're going to have, this is for real estate professionals as well, because we're going to have a breakout session that is aimed towards real estate agents, brokers, and professionals, where they're going to have an economist come in and help them understand what in the world is going out there and straight what we need to prepare for as professionals in the industry. So really, it's something there for every single person. And I want to give a big shout out to another amazing sponsor who's going to be there participating. It's Danielle Allen from State Farm. Danielle is an amazing, legendary. Her family has been in the insurance business for years in Pittsburgh, and she's so accessible. She has her office at people. I said, she's one of the few people that you can call. You don't have to push one, push two, push three, push zero, and go through all that. You can actually reach her and come into her office. So give a big shout out to Danielle, who is joining Ty as a sponsor on it. All of these are names that you need to remember, because you know what? They're the ones investing back into the community.
Now, in terms of entering, again, we said it's the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow. Is being presented by Freddie Mac and PNC Bank, correct?
Yes.
Petra International Ministries, 235 Eastgate Drive in Pittsburgh, PA. We're saying registration begins at 10:30 a.m. So it begins at 11, but show up at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, so I guess we forgot a part. You need to register in advance. And so again, we don't want you to prevent that from you from coming, but you're going to be there a couple hours. So we need to make sure we can give you a little something to snack on and drink. So we want to make sure that you register. And if you go to Eventbrite and you simply put in PNC Affordable Housing Roadshow Pittsburgh or PNC Freddie Mac Roadshow Pittsburgh, it'll pop right up. It's the only roadshow going on in Pittsburgh. Right, please, everyone, whether you're a professional, whether you're a industry professional, whether you're a consumer, go there, register, and then when you get in, the doors are open at 10:30. All you'll have to do is check in, and we'll be ready to, get you started on your journey.
Okay, so again, go to Eventbrite and just type in Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow or Roadshow.
Right. What said I just said PNC, Freddie Mac in Pittsburgh, and it came right up. So again, it's the only thing happening that day in that space. And so we're really, really excited. And we really, again, I can't stress enough because I know how we think or not. I already know what's going through their head. They put their whole life out on the map, and they know when they're ready and what they don't know. So again, we want you to quiet all the noise in your head.
Right.
About that day to join us.
I love it. All right.
I can't forget one of our other partners are the Pittsburgh Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. They are also a partner. They do a great job of bringing programming under their economic development thrust to the community. So they will be there. They will be around helping people register, right? Helping people figure out which way to go, helping people get set up when it's time, to take a break and get some refreshment. So again, just try to remember all those who are really putting forth the effort to make this event possible.
I love it. And for someone, again, who's interested, they're listening, they're like, okay, I'm going to listen to Monique. Let me check it out. Again, it starts at 11 a.m., but we want people to start registering and checking in at 10:30. In terms of time, if someone's like, yes, I want to go, but how much time do I need to invest to get this information? Like, what should they expect?
Right. So check-in is at 10:30. The event will start about 11 o'clock. And again, we didn't mention that the mayor will be there and the county exec will be there, giving you their vision for the city and county when it comes to this affordable housing space, which is very important, because what both Ty and I can attest to is, going through, there are things that you can control, but one of the things we need others to weigh in and control, help us get some more affordable housing in the inventory. Yes. Well, what everybody else can do. So everybody has a job and a role in this. So once they check in, we will have a break for refreshments, and then we will end right about, I always say about 2:15 or so. We say 2:30, but we generally end about 2:15, and that gives people time to go chat. And one great thing is we'll have a room called Ask Me Anything. And that's a room people go in and there'll be professionals in there to privately answer their questions. You know, we have people say, well, I want to ask this in the session, but I didn't know. And I don't know, or I've been foreclosed upon. Does that mean I can never own again? Absolutely not. So again, all of those things that you may not want to ask during the session, we'll have an Ask Me Anything room. Again, PNC will have a soft credit pool, a pre-approval go in there. So again, plan to be there till about 2:15 or so. Plan to show up at 10:30. And again, you know, come take advantage of the resources that are available.
I love it. You said, how many roadshows have you guys been on?
So PNC does hundreds and hundreds every year all over the country.
Okay.
As a consulting firm, I have probably done about between 10 and 15 across the nation for PNC. Again, this is something that I do under Inwards Consulting because, again, advocacy and assisting both home buyers, but also businesses and corporations, because what I tell you, everybody has to level up if we want to make a dent in the homeownership rate, especially for African Americans. So I do work with on the government level, the private sector, the banking sector. You know, we do talk about, you know, legislation, what can help us get there. So again, from an Inwards consultant perspective, just providing services to address all of the things that can help make a difference and create generational wealth in our communities.
And my last question, and this is open to you and Ty, why is this important for our community now?
Got it.
I think now more than ever, you know, especially, you know, with the political climate, it's what it is. We have to be more so preparing for our futures, preparing for what's happening in the current space. And to do that, you have to get the information to educate yourself on what next steps may look like, because home ownership is a journey. So it's steps, it's a team sport. So knowing where this all connects and how you can make it a reality for yourself, owning a home is where it is at this point, owning it so it can't be taken from you. So I really lean into that mantra.
Yeah, and I agree wholeheartedly. We're at a time that if some of us don't move just a little bit more than what we've done before, again, I'm not from Pittsburgh. I'm actually Ty and I both, coincidentally, are both originally from Erie, Pennsylvania, and she's currently in Pittsburgh. I lived in Pittsburgh for almost 20 years because I went to both college and law school at Duquesne. And so I've always been community-minded and community-focused. And I look at where we are now, and I say now more than ever, we need to lean in a little bit more, go the extra mile to help bring resources to the communities that are often left without resources and access, right? So again, whether it's whatever you're looking to do, I was just hearing about this morning, another scam that's out there where people have lost money. So it's just not important to only bring the information, but bring these credible relationships, like people that you can trust. I'm not going to bring in any individual, organization, or institution that is not on the right side of things.
All right. I love it. It's the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow. It's happening Saturday, May 31st at Petra International Ministries, 235 East Gate Drive in Pittsburgh, PA. Check-in starts at 10:30 a.m. And whether you are a renter or a seasoned homeowner, it's everything under one roof. And to take advantage of this opportunity, again, it is free, but you must register. So just visit Eventbrite and type in Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow. The information will come up, and all you have to do is register. Monique Winston and Ty Allen, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it, and can't wait to say, oh.
Thank you all for listening in to the Ohh Show with Orlana. Until next time, keep shining.